Better Eating. This is a whole food plant-based experience that has the intention of educating you about the health benefits of eating plants, inspiring you to try new recipes. And Catherine, a bit premature on that one. What's the third one?
Have fun.
Have fun in the kitchen. We're definitely going to be having fun today. We've got a really large audience here. We appreciate you all coming out and spending time with us this afternoon, and everybody watching on YouTube. The millions, the hordes watching the replays on YouTube, so we appreciate you. And we've got a certified banger of a recipe. This is one that we cook pretty frequently, I would say. Yeah. And it can be, it's very versatile, it's very easy, that's how we like it, and it's also tasty, packed with health benefits. So we're going to get into it. Catherine, welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
I'm great, thank you. So glad all of you are here to try our plant-based takeout style fried rice. This is a dish that, as Joshua said, we make at home quite frequently, and we'll explain why it's such a useful dish to have on hand in your kitchen. And so yeah, we'll just get right into it.
Let's just get into it. So I'm going to start off with the main aspect of this cooking is going to be preparation of various vegetables, and why we like this dish so much is that you can really use whatever's in your fridge. Obviously we here have specifically requested ingredients that we like, but you can really use whatever you have available, right, Catherine?
Yeah, so I want to clarify here that we're starting off with green onions, or I don't know, would spring onions be the same thing? I guess they're a little bit different, but
no, they're exactly the same thing.
We're just gonna cut off the root part of it, and you know, you could replant this root if you cut enough off of it, you can replant it and grow them in your garden.
And they grow pretty fast as well.
About them. So they sell you at the store plants ready to plant.
Do you want the
whites as well? So that's what I wanted to say, is that I want the whites of the green onions, because we're gonna use the whites and the green parts.
Do you want it all? Not
yeah.
That, that's not good.
I thought I trimmed off most of it.
Well, we'll let you off this time.
Okay, yeah, so we're just gonna start by prepping the vegetables. The green onions, we're gonna use the white parts, the thicker parts. We're gonna saute those when the time comes, and then the green parts we're gonna use as a garnish. So if you can try to keep them a bit more separate.
Do you want to just put all of those in, and we'll do extras for garnish? Or do you want to do it as the whites only?
Maybe just cut the whites for now, and then when we're ready to garnish, we can do the rest of the onion. That way it's just a bit easier, so you don't have to keep them separate.
Alright, easy peasy. What else are we going to be putting in it?
So we're going to be putting carrots in. We've got the biggest carrot I've seen in a long time.
Michigan City record, isn't it, that one?
Yeah, Michigan City record carrot, the size of our torsos, going into the dish. We're going to be shredding that carrot.
You want it shredded? Ribboned or shredded?
Shredded.
So you want it grated?
Yes, please. And you can buy pre-shredded carrots at the store as well if that's easier for you. I honestly get quite fatigued grating carrots. Like my arm gets tired.
Where is the shredder?
So I usually have Joshua do it anyways. You have to use that thing up there.
Yeah, that's where I get put to work, and it's shredded. Shredding and chopping.
He's so strong. He likes arm workouts. So if you've got a big strong man around to grate your carrots, that's the best way to do it. So, do you want me to help you by chopping the rest of the green onion?
If you want.
And then you can be shredding the carrot. They like chopping.
You like chopping, but I don't like watching you chop.
No, I'm not going to cut myself, I promise.
I think the knife looks too big in your hand.
I use a smaller knife at home, so.
So we're going to use all of those in there?
Why not?
Alright, cool. Well, tell us about fried rice, Catherine, while we prepare these various vegetables.
So the great thing about having fried rice on your repertoire of recipes at home is because the best fried rice is from leftover rice. Rice that you've cooked the day before and you put it in the fridge. And that's because the rice is less soggy. And because it's less soggy, when you go to fry it, it will crunch up and crisp up and brown up, and it won't just turn mushy. If you use, there's some recipes out there where they show you how if you cook rice pasta style, like with extra water and then get the rice, then it can work all on the same day. But mostly, like if you cook a big batch of rice for your one meal, and then you're like, oh well, I've got like a few cups of rice left over, I'll put it in the fridge. The next day you can make fried rice with that rice and whatever vegetables and meat that you want to.
Yeah.
Which is just really great.
And
So then you go first.
Can I?
Yeah.
I like doing fried rice when we cook extra at night and then for like a breakfast, a brunch kind of snack with eggs.
Yeah.
If you eat eggs, you can mix it and that rehydrates the rice. But as Catherine said, it doesn't make, because the rice is dried overnight, it doesn't make it soggy. Because if you try to fry rice when it's fresh, it just gets a bit soggy.
It gets a bit mushy.
Yeah, it gets a little bit mushy, you don't get that crisp on it. So, and obviously the ratios we're doing here are for a lot of people. If you're doing this at home, you just feel free to adapt this to whatever suits, really you, whatever suits. Look at all that there.
Good job. See, look, this is why
Magical.
we
I don't think we
recruited.
need 3. Not for right now, we might do another batch afterwards. Just get rid of these wee ones. And really, a lot of the effort in this dish is chopping and preparing.
Which a lot of cooking is, really.
Yeah, I guess it is really, isn't it? But there's not too much thinking that you have to do. You just chop it all up, leave it on the thing.
And then regular onion, please.
And we're going to do it how many ways?
If you want to do it 2 ways.
2 ways, you need to do it. Talk to me about 2 ways.
I mean, how could you come up with a 3rd way to do onions?
I could figure it out.
Okay.
Chopped, diced.
So Joshua does onion 2 ways. He likes to have the onion sliced and diced so that he gets different onion texture throughout his eating experience. So that's just a fun way to have different options. With
You have to
cooking.
have it 2 ways.
I think it is nice, like having the different textures and bites throughout the dish.
It does make a difference.
But we're going to be having the green onion in it and a yellow onion.
Yeah. You could also use red onion, of course. And we quite like the sweet onions recently, don't we?
Yeah, I like sweet onions.
I'm just gonna get rid of that. And then the tears will roll in maybe...
My eyes already feel like
we're close on the tears.
They're really close on that.
We're crying for you today. So.
Now you think about like leftover rice, like what else can you cook with leftover rice, really? I mean, you can rehydrate it and cook it as it is, but this is just way better. It's way more flavorful.
Yeah.
Is it starting?
Big one.
Okay, so you're gonna work on the onion.
Yeah, talk to us about the tofu.
The tofu?
Yeah, while I get these prepared, you can talk to us about the tofu.
Okay. So we're using tofu as a protein source in the meal today because it's a plant-based protein. And we bought a brick of tofu from the store, extra firm. So like you can buy softer tofus that, oh, there goes the spider on the ground. That you can use like when you blend them they'll be smoother, but the firm ones are good for sauteing because when you chop them up, they keep their form when you're frying it. So, but when you buy tofu from the store, it comes in a package and it's really wet. And so when you get it home and you're ready to cook with it, you want to just dry it out with a paper towel or a regular towel, and you press it down, and as you can see, this paper towel is drenched. So it's something where you get the extra liquid out of it so that it will brown more effectively. If you don't get the extra liquid out, then it can be
soggy, isn't it?
Soggy.
And what we're using the tofu for, you love blocking the camera here. What we're using the tofu for is a replacement as such.
So as you can see on your recipes, we're going to be making it into a scrambled egg. So we're going to essentially be crumbling it up into pieces and putting turmeric on it so it's yellow color like scrambled eggs. And then it will have the health benefits of turmeric with it.
What are the health benefits of turmeric?
Turmeric is an anti-inflammatory spice. It's really good for if you have pain and inflammation. And I think it's just
delicious.
I think it's delicious. It's a really unique taste, turmeric.
Yeah.
And like we used it recently in the curry. Yeah. Careful.
Garlic, talk to me about garlic. Well, we got stuff everywhere today. We got stir fry upstairs and downstairs, seemingly.
Here.
That's just. And what are we doing with these bowls? Why are we putting everything in a bowl?
Because we compost it all.
Compost it all.
Throw it in our compost.
Yeah.
Our cat was eating out of the compost the other day. Not quite sure why that was.
Yeah, he was after it, wasn't he?
So we only put vegetables in it. But
yeah, so I don't know what he was eating, but he's quite obsessed with it. Really. All mix around now.
So
putting garlic in.
Yeah, my eyes are burning now.
Yeah, it's begun, hasn't it?
You did a really great job of assembling all of our vegetables here, but garlic's also good for your immune system, and I just love the taste of it in food. So
yeah, me too.
We gotta get it in there.
Gotta get it in.
It's essential.
And as always, this is like, you'll probably notice if you watch this show regularly that we use a lot of similar ingredients in many different ways.
Yeah.
And that's a easy way to keep your shopping simplified. Don't have to overcomplicate it with loads of different ingredients. Just use what works. You usually avoid this part, don't you? You usually come when it's already prepared and you're like, oh, look, it's all ready. And I'm like...
This happens recently in a show, though, where we couldn't see anything, so...
This has got better, though.
Yeah.
I think it's the environment with the light on, the pressure under the lights. You know what it is.
This is what makes cooking not fun, though, you know? Like, you're having fun, you're having a good time, talking about things, about health benefits of foods, and then all of a sudden your, like, eyes are burning.
You're crying.
Does that, like... Do people, like, does anyone avoid cooking with onion because you don't want your eyes to burn? No? We're all so brave, aren't we? We go in the battle against onion every single day.
I'd say onion always wins, though.
Onion always wins.
Long-term onion wins.
Yeah, but we eat it, so... They do, and we keep reproducing them and crying, and... It's good for your respiratory system. I mean, not that it's good for... It makes your nose run, your eyes run, it really clears you out. Okay, so we did that. That was great.
Should we do the tofu? Because then once everything's prepared, we're pretty much ready to rumble.
Well, that's why I was gonna... The first thing on the list in the instructions was sweet and nutty sauce.
You do that first, really? I don't like lists. If you're new here, I don't follow the lists. But if you want to do that first, we can.
Well, because once you start cooking, everything's gonna be really quick. So we have to have the sauce ready, just like how we have the vegetables ready.
Let's do the sauce.
Okay, I just need a paper towel to dab my eye.
Yeah, my eyes are streaming. We've got carrots all over the floor, we've got a grater down there. This is
Our
real...
dog would be right on that.
Oh yeah, that would be clean. The clean up crew.
Clean up crew.
We should bring him.
Okay, so we're gonna... I thought we were gonna start making the nutty sauce, but we started by prepping our vegetables. So we're gonna go right back to the recipe and make our sweet nutty sauce. So this, I think a lot of like Asian inspired cuisine like fried rice. So fried rice is historically a Chinese dish. It came around during the Sui dynasty, about like before 600 AD. So when you said that was 1800 years ago, and that was the history of it. Was they used leftover rice with vegetables they had to use up and meat they had to use up to make this dish, and that it overall throughout history became really popular and spread to different cultures. So we're going to do it. What's that?
What do you want to start with?
Okay.
You tell me and I'll load it in.
So we need 6 tablespoons of liquid aminos.
What are liquid aminos, Catherine?
Has anyone heard of liquid aminos here? So this is a soy-based product. It's made from soybeans, and the process is you extract the amino acid profile, which liquid amino acids are the building blocks of bodily functions.
No, building blocks of protein.
Of protein that support bodily functions like your immune system, your muscle growth, and your hair and skin.
Yeah, and if you like the taste of soy sauce, this is like a lower sodium version, so it's less salt.
And it's gluten-free. So traditional soy sauces are very high in salt, and they have wheat added to them. This one does not have wheat added to it, and it's generally a little bit sweeter.
Yeah.
So we keep liquid aminos in our house instead of soy sauce.
Yeah.
Because of its health benefits with the amino acid profile and the other things like no gluten, and because we don't eat wheat very often.
And we got fresh peanut butter here.
Ooh.
Break the seal so you know it's real.
You could use almond butter here or any other type of nut butter that you like, but we're going for the...
And definitely don't open the cap like this. This is amateur out of this.
Well, they didn't give you a lip, did they, to make it easy?
I don't know.
I don't know why. I always feel like they have to have the lip, because if not, then you're just kind of struggling.
Mashing your thumbs in there, I'll just wash my hands.
Okay. So yeah, next we're going to be adding 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, which is basically just 2 spoonfuls.
Yeah, spoon it in. Eyeball it. More the merrier, I think.
I did kind of heaping, so maybe I'll do less heaping.
Yeah, go on, heap it in there, you'll be able to eat. We're cooking for a lot of people, it's okay. You can always adjust it as well.
So we'll just use that as the stirring spoon now that it's covered in peanut butter.
Yep, stir it up.
Okay, and then we're going to use 4 to 6 tablespoons of coconut sugar right there.
Ooh, little sweet one.
Yeah, so you could use maple syrup here or honey instead, but we've gone for a coconut sugar, and coconut sugar still has a low glycemic index, so if you are someone with diabetes and you don't want to spike your blood sugar, this is a good sugar to keep on hand. I'll just do 4, or do you think just 3?
3 is good, that's...
We don't use a lot of sugar at home.
I think that's reasonable.
So,
and then the oil in there we're going to be using is...
We're going to use toasted sesame oil. Oh, I just love toasted sesame. It is so good.
The only caveat to this is if you like it, it's very addictive.
Yeah, he had a face where he was putting it on everything. It didn't even make sense to put it
yeah.
on. He was just putting it on it.
It makes sense because you get to drink it. It's an excuse.
Okay.
How many of these?
So is that a teaspoon or a tablespoon?
That's half a tablespoon.
Okay.
Oh, so do we not have a teaspoon?
2 of them?
Well, it
What
says
does
2
say?
teaspoons.
Yeah, that'd be right, man.
So no, I think it's just one of them.
Yeah, that's good.
It's got a really strong flavor, so you don't need a lot of it. And then we're also going to be using this right here, which I want Joshua to try to pronounce it because I cannot pronounce it. How would you-
Sambal oilek. Chili paste, I'm not sure.
Oh, okay, so that's how I would pronounce it. Usually have like a really great way of pronouncing things.
Really?
So it's like, oh, well, maybe I'm just
Well, I
mispronouncing
appreciate
it.
that.
So this is a chili
Pretty cool.
paste. So the ingredients in it are just organic jalapeno peppers, vinegar, lime, and some other things that
Onion.
unfortunately you
It
can't.
smells great. It smells really good. It smells very potent. How much of that we putting in?
We're just putting in
What?
one of them.
One of
yeah.
them, yeah. And then I
It's
guess
going to be strong.
we can
so.
add it on the side if anybody prefers it spicy.
And as you notice in the instructions, it says taste to adjust as you need it. So if you want it to be saltier, you add more liquid aminos. If you want it to be nuttier and creamier, you add more peanut butter, sweeter, sugar. If you want more spice, you add more chili pepper. So this sauce can be customizable to whatever your taste preferences are with sauce.
Yeah.
But you just want a little bit of everything, and that's what I love about Asian cuisine sauces is that little bit of everything.
And what helps me remember when you're making great sauces, if you have sweetness in there, chili and sourness, those 3 all combined nearly always makes a really good sauce because it impacts lots of different parts of your taste buds. So when you're eating it, you're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Good. That's the exact face you have to do. Nobody does that. Don't count.
Okay,
That's
we
in
finally
there.
did it. Everything is prepped. Oh my
No, the
goodness.
tofu's not prepped.
Oh, well, you're kind of just crumbling it as you go.
I thought we
So-
were putting turmeric in it.
So we're going to heat the pan with coconut oil, and then we're going to crumble the tofu. Do you want to crumble the tofu in a bowl? Would that be
there.
easier? Oh. Okay, so we're going to crumble the tofu until it looks like little bits of egg, scrambled egg. You want me to do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Scramble it up.
Oh,
You ain't gonna bite.
you could just chop it, I guess, but I washed my hands, I promise, guys. We're going to cook it anyway, so.
Yeah, where's the turmeric?
It's down there.
Oh yeah.
So, with plant-based eating,
Slide that way.
soybeans are very popular because of the way that you can use it it's so versatile in cooking.
I personally wouldn't eat soy too many times a week though. I just think that if you're eating it too often, it's definitely one of those food varieties that if you eat too much of it, it starts to trend into not being too good for you. And I would really encourage you to be very wary of the sourcing with soy because a lot of soybeans are sprayed with glyphosate, which is a real problem. But if you eat it in a normal amount and it's from good sources,
This one's organic.
it's been used for thousands of years, soy. And tofu specifically is very popular in Asian culture. And what it's going to do is going to take not only the taste of the turmeric, but all of this.
Once we add it.
It will really, it's like a sponge. If you eat it by itself, it's kind of bland, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not very
taste
good on its own. I mean, it looks like...
But it's starting to look like egg.
Yeah, it is. I mean, can you guys see that in the mirror?
It's excellent.
It looks just like...
The mirror needs to be flipped over.
Alright. Which way? This way?
Down.
Yeah.
like that.
That better?
More. No, right
There?
there.
Good deal.
Yeah, so
Next time we'll do that at the start so you can see what we're doing the whole time.
it looks
for
like
now.
a white egg. I mean, that's just...
It does look like
It's
a white egg.
weird.
I'll get a different.
I guess like if you're just cooking egg whites.
Spoon?
And then we can break it up more in the pan.
Yeah, we can break it up more in the pan.
I don't know if you have to add the turmeric right away, do you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it does. Okay.
I'm gonna bang that in there.
I'm gonna wash my hands.
Swap, swap. I know we're supposed to probably measure what that is, but I don't do that. There we go. So that's going to take on the flavour and the colour.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's cool that.
How much did you put in?
It's a couple of sprinkles.
Yeah, I mean it only said a quarter of a
Yeah.
teaspoon, which is like not that much, but it is starting to turn yellow.
Yeah, it looks pretty good that. Starting to look more like egg by the minute. Look at that.
A very pale yolked egg.
Little pale yolk egg. All right, cool. Well, now that everything's prepared, why I like this dish, we'll bring out the rice in a minute, but why I like this is you essentially just get everything prepared and all you're going to do is just put it in there and it will be done. That's a lot of the style of cooking I like.
Yeah.
I like it straightforward, one pan.
Do you want to be in front of the wok?
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
definitely. I want to wok it up.
This is my first time cooking with a wok, which is kind of exciting. And when you cook fried rice,
You need a
you
wok.
don't need a wok. Which I was about to say, you don't need it.
You need a wok.
You need it. We don't have a wok at home. We use just cast irons, but thankfully they had one here and it looks really pretty. So we're gonna give it a try here today.
You can get like the full flip on the wok then.
Are you gonna flip it, really?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh no, don't do that.
Why? That's how you got to cook it. That's how you add flavour. So we're adding in.
I'm nervous about
Oh,
you doing that.
Honey, you threw the carrots on the floor already.
You knocked it on the ground.
Hey,
So all I'm doing here is
do
adding.
me a favor, just move when he flips it.
Oh yeah.
Just move.
Yeah, we're in the front row here, just in case.
It's not going to be that much of a flip. Right, we're going to put that in there.
He does surprise me quite often with his ability to do things that I'm like, wow.
You're making out like I'm going to be doing something really
So we're gonna
radical.
cook the egg first.
Are we?
Yep. You cook the egg first, and then you set it aside.
Oh, okay. Well, I wouldn't have put that much oil in if I knew that. Never mind.
Well, it's just. Oh wow. Here we go. Here we go, sports fans.
So we're going to put it back in that bowl.
Yeah, that's fine. So the original recipe called for peanut oil, but I didn't want to use peanut oil today. But you could use peanut oil at home, because we already had cooking coconut oil, so that's what we're using today. And I think in general coconut oil complements this dish pretty well. We've had people in here that don't tolerate coconut very well, but
And they didn't come back.
she did come back a few times. She
Yeah,
did. She's a really sweet person.
She is very. So what I mean by flip it is just like this.
Yeah.
Not really flipping it.
I know, but that's like the professionals do the full.
All right. Well, give me 10 minutes. I need it where it's like heats up, because then the danger's higher.
Yeah.
Crowd might scream.
We need screams in the crowd. That looks, now it's really looking yellow.
Now you're feeling it.
Do you see the yellow color? Or is it just fogging up? Yeah. It's very yellow now. That looks great. Do you want to add the salt after or now?
You can add it now.
And then you just kind of salt it with salt, however you like your salt preferences. We're just using a nice sea salt. We've gone into salts before on the show about how sea salt has a very wide nutrient spectrum, whereas like general table salt, it's stripped of its nutrients.
Go on, tilt it back
I
up.
thought that was gonna fall. I was like, oh no.
You just need to tighten the back screw.
But you did the angle that was at.
Alright, watch that. No flipping.
I'm just gonna break up the pieces a little bit more. There's still some pretty big chunks.
Too many screws on there. So that's 5 screws.
They sell this like vegan substitute at the store for eggs, and essentially it is just kind of like a turmeric-based soy protein, but it has other additives in it. So if you wanted something like this at home, then you would just use this.
And all I'm going to do, I'm not going to...
Ooh, it's browning really nicely now.
So you see how these are starting to brown? Can you see these pieces? You want most of it to look like that, because that means it's going to be nice and crispy. Right, that looks good to me. So we're just going to take this off the heat and put it back into there, right? Is that
Yeah,
what you
we're
want?
gonna edit it later. Do you think some of the bits are too big still?
Nah.
Okay.
Good.
You want to keep some of the bigger chunks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mix the textures up.
We're all about texture.
I'm all
Right.
about texture. You like recipes, I like texture. So we're just banging that in there. And then the more you cook with the same woks, the more flavour the wok will hold, especially if you don't wash it with soap. You just rinse it with water. That's why when you eat authentic Asian food, you're like, ooh, why does that taste the way it does? It's because they're constantly seasoning their woks with new foods.
I didn't know you knew so much about woks.
Honey, I am.
When did you learn so much about woks?
What do you mean? I grew up cooking in woks. That was the
Did
first thing
you?
I learned to cook in, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You never told me that.
You never asked.
Oh my goodness. Oh, here we go.
You never asked. You never said, what did you used to cook in?
Oh man.
What's wrong with that joke? Come on, you do it. You do it. Answer it.
What's wrong with you?
Ah.
No, not good. Okay, alright, moving on.
We're going to cook the onion and garlic first, even if the recipe says not to. That's what you got to do. You got to start there because they sweat down together. And then we'll add the carrots in just afterwards.
Yeah, it should say cook the rice first, but you do you, babe.
You can put that in and then...
Did you put, you may want to put more oil in.
It's okay, this is enough. It's still here.
Okay,
See?
sure.
So we'll cook that down because if you put the rice in first and then the onions will rehydrate the rice too much and it'll be hard to get it crispy, I think. And this will make the onions brown off a little bit too, so we'll bang that in there.
I think the only reason they said to maybe add the rice first was to if it ended up crisping the rice.
Yeah.
Or do you think the rice would crisp up better after?
I think the rice crisps up better when you do the onions first.
I guess we'll see.
But again, you cook it however you want. Fried rice is very personal, I think. We need to get a wok, honey. I've missed cooking in a wok.
So did your mom buy you a wok or what?
We just had a wok. That's just what we used to cook in.
Really?
Yeah. All the time, yeah.
I don't think I had a wok growing up. Did you guys have a wok? No, no one has a wok here?
Really?
Let's normalize woks in American
Let's make
households.
woks great again.